What is going on, traders? In this video, we're going to go over some key levels to look out for, as well as my expectations for this week. But before we get into that, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. Now, when we're looking at the triple Qs, you see it, I see it, we all see it. Right now, we're looking at a potential double top pattern. And the reason why I say it's a potential double top pattern is if you don't know, when you're looking at double tops and double bottoms, you want to see a neckline break before they confirmed. So it doesn't necessarily mean that triple Qs is immediately going to drop or anything, but it is something to look out for. As far as where the neckline is, you want to see a break and hold below 433.5, 433. After that, you're looking to move towards 428, and then after that, you're looking to move towards 425. As far as upside goes, you just want to see a break and hold above 450. After that, you're in price discovery mode. What do I mean by that? You're just basically looking at psych levels at that point: 450, 460, 465, so on and so forth. It's also important to note that you have a bearish engulfing pattern here on a daily time frame, which is a bearish pattern. You go down to the 4-hour pattern time frame, you're looking at an evening star pattern, which is also a bearish pattern. So there is room for concern that we could be seeing some downside. Now, what I will say is that Mondays historically have the least amount of volume in the market, and we could see some consolidation. So, me personally, I would take that opportunity to take profit and see what happens Tuesday. See what direction the market picks Tuesday. And the reason why I say that is because Tuesday, if you don't know, 8:30 Eastern, we have core CPI data. So I would wait for that news to see what happens. All right. But tomorrow, again, I will use that opportunity. If we do get some consolidation and we don't have some huge sell off or a dip or anything like that, I will use that opportunity to start taking profit and pretty much sit on mostly cash. That's just what I plan on doing. You do what you want with that information. It's also important to note that we are overbought on the triple Qs as well. We're overbought on the 4-hour, we're overbought on the daily. So keep that in mind if you decide to trade tomorrow. SPY. So let me zoom out real quick because I want you guys to pretty much pay attention to something. So this trend line here, as you guys can see, we continue to break below it. Bull step back in, bias back up. We break below it, bull step back in, bias up, over, and over again. But this time was different. This time we have failed to break above it twice. Twice we failed to break above it. Okay. This time you could have, brushed it off and, because it was a pretty weak move, but this time we have more value. Okay. So what is that telling me? It's telling me that bears are potentially getting stronger in this market right now. So I would be cautious for that. We have a bearish engulfing pattern. Your key levels you want to be looking out for as far as the SPY goes is 510. You break below 510, you're looking at a move towards 508.5, 508. After that, you're looking at a move towards 505. And then your main level is 503.5. You break below 503.5, there is room for concern. Not only that, but we also have an evening star pattern as well on the 4-hour time frame. And as you guys can see, just like I said on the daily time frame, we break below it. Actually, let me go further back. We break below it, we break back above it, we break below it, go back above. And this time we failed to do that twice. Okay. So just keep this on your radar. Okay. Keep those key levels on your radar. We're also overbought on both the 4-hour and daily time frame. Okay. As far as upside goes, you just want to see a break or hold above 520. Okay. After that, you're looking at your psych levels 525, 530, so on and so forth. All right. IWM. So IWM looks kind of better. It doesn't look great, but it does look kind of better. Friday, we continue to reject that 205 level. If we break below 205, then you're looking at a move towards 203, 203.5, give or take. After that, you're looking at a move towards 200. We break below 200, then there is room for concern. I would even say 198 is where I would be concerned as far as the IWM goes. It's also important to note that we are overbought here as well. 4-hour, overbought. Okay. So keep the IWM on your radar. It does look kind of better, but it doesn't look great either. As long as we hold above 205, I think we're pretty much good to go. All right. VIX. Right now, VIX, we're trading in this supply and demand zone. We always come back in here and just consolidate in here, and then we end up breaking in one or the other direction. So keep this on your radar as well on the VIX. You want to see a break above 15 if you are bearish, and you want it to stay in here if you are bullish, pretty much. Or you want to see it break below this if you are bullish, all right, which is around 14. Okay. So keep that on your radar as well. Keep the VIX on your. We have gaps to the downside on the VIX, so it is important to note that as well. I don't think a correction is going to come until we feel all these gaps to the downside on the VIX. So that is somewhat comforting news, or it should be at least, if you are bullish. SQs, SQs, as you can see, we're just in this falling wedge. We just continue to bounce back and forth in here. So there is room for more downside on the SQs. If we break out of here, then there is room for concern. You want to see a break above 11.5. After 11.5, you're looking at a move towards 11.75. And then after that, you're looking at a move towards 12 and then 12.2 and then 12.5. Okay. If you don't know, SQs moves inverted of the market. So whenever the market goes up, SQs goes down and vice versa. It's also important to note that we are oversold on SQs as well on the 4 hour as well as the daily time frame. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see this. We're just pretty much in this range here. Bullish engulfing pattern, you get the idea. Okay. So let's go over some stocks real quick. NVIDIA. So NVIDIA doesn't look too strong anymore. I mean, that's not really saying much, but Nvidia does look kind of bearish here. Okay, as you guys can see, we continue to bounce off this trend over and over, and we broke above it, but then immediately bear stepped in, and then we have this huge bearish engulfing pattern. So there is room for concern for Nvidia. Key levels you want to look out for is 870. You want to see a hold above 870. After that, you're looking at a move towards 860 and then 850. You break below 850, you're looking at a move towards 834. After that, you're looking at a move towards 823. As far as upside goes, you want to see a break and hold above eight. I mean not eight, 975. After that, you're looking at a move towards 1,000. I do believe Nvidia will see 1,000. It's just a matter of when. Okay, so that's pretty much my key levels for Nvidia. Nvidia has had a habit of dropping the market down with it. So if it does drop, or not dropping, but taking the market wherever it goes. So if it just so happens to start dropping and breaking those key levels, I do expect the market to start moving with it as well. Tesla, there's not much to talk about here. Tesla just looks really weak. As you guys can see, we broke below the supply and demand zone, which is at 177. And if we break and hold below 175, there is room for downside on Tesla. Right now, I am in 150 puts for Tesla, and I do have a target of 150. Okay, so just keep this on your radar. Tesla just doesn't look strong at all. Also, this is a bearish pattern, which is ironic because it is a dark cloud cover. So, and it's breaking out of supply and demand zone. So keep this in mind as well. This is the daily time frame. So it looks like we have more downside to go on Tesla. I could be wrong, but right now I'm at 150 puts, and so far they're looking really good. Apple. So this is where things get a little confusing. Apple has a bullish pattern here, which is a inverted hammer pattern. This is a very bullish pattern, so Apple could be acting like a hedge against the market, which we have seen before. The only issue is that when the SPY started to drop, Apple started to finally drop with it, which usually is the opposite way. When the SPY goes up, Apple goes down. But now that the SPY is going down, Apple decides that it wants to follow the NASDAQ and the SPY. So just keep Apple on your radar. It still looks weak. There's really not much to talk about here, but this is a bullish pattern. So either we're going to see some type of rotation from Nvidia to Apple, or semiconductors into Apple, and maybe Apple just helps hold the market up so it doesn't like completely just crash or something like that. There's a lot to think about here. Okay, there's a lot to think about. Just see how tomorrow plays out, or even Tuesday plays out, before you decide to make a decision on Apple. And I believe that's pretty much all I want to go over. Hopefully you guys got something out this video. If you want access to the Discord, link is in the description below. You get stock signals, you get Forex signals, you get crypto signals. Our crypto plays are doing absolutely amazing right now, so I'm not mad at it at all. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So until the next video, have a good one, traders.